the calm before the collapse. We had it all planned. 4 years of dating, a year of engagement, and the dream wedding was finally here. $60,000 of dreams. It was supposed to be the start of forever. But standing on that altar, tux crisp, smile ready, I had no idea I was about to become a cautionary tale. Brittany was chaos wrapped in charisma, wild ideas, random trips, impulsive dreams. Me, I was stability. Civil engineer, working 60-hour weeks, saving for our future. I thought we were the perfect balance. She brought the spark, I brought the structure. The last 6 months should have been filled with love and excitement. But slowly things shifted. Instagram took over her world. Every dinner needed perfect lighting. Every moment had to be postable. She talked more to her followers than to me. And she started comparing our lives to strangers on vacation with matching outfits and Range Rovers. I brushed it off. Told myself it was wedding stress. But then came the fights. About money we didn't need, things we didn't need to prove. She joked that her dream wedding gift was a Tesla. I laughed. She didn't. One night, I found a receipt in her purse from a fancy downtown restaurant. The same night she said she had a dress fitting. Her perfume changed. Her story stopped making sense. I should have listened to my gut. But love makes you believe in excuses. Then came the wedding day. The morning was silent. No text, no call. Her bridesmaids ghosted me. Her parents smiled too much. I stood there, tuxedo clinging to my sweat, heart thumping against my ribs. And 5 minutes before I was supposed to say, I do, my phone buzzed. One message. I can't marry you. You're too average and predictable. I'm too young to settle for this life. Just like that, everything unraveled. But what I did next shocked everyone, dodging a bullet in a tux. My fingers trembled as I handed my phone to Matt, my best man. He stared at the message for a long second, then looked up at me with disbelief. No way, he whispered. Oh yeah, I said flatly, my voice a stranger to my own ears. Somewhere between heartbreak and humiliation, my brain flipped a switch. I wasn't going to let her destroy me, not in front of my family, not after everything I'd sacrificed to build this life. She wanted out, fine. But I wasn't walking away quietly. I stepped out into the wedding hall. The guests were seated. The music was still playing. The officiant stood ready. All eyes turned toward me, expecting to see the beginning of a love story. Instead, I stepped up to the mic. Everyone, I said, and my voice didn't shake. There's been a change of plans. Silence fell like a curtain. I just received a message from Brittany. She won't be joining us today. She's decided that she's too young to settle and that I'm, quote, too average for the life she wants. There was a gasp from someone in her family. My mom gripped my dad's arm. A few people were already in tears. I looked around the room, took a breath, and straightened my shoulders. But you're all here. The food is paid for. The music is ready. And while there may not be a wedding, we can still have a damn good party. And with that, I raised my glass. To honesty. To dodging bullets. And to not wasting good canapes. It was awkward at first. People whispered. A few left. Her parents vanished before the first toast. But my friends? My people? They stayed. Matt slapped me on the back. Legend, he said. Someone hit the playlist. The string quartet packed up and the band kicked in. What was supposed to be the beginning of a marriage became a celebration of survival. We danced. We laughed. And somewhere between the crab cakes and my aunt doing the worm on the dance floor, I started to feel something that surprised me. Relief. The truth always surfaces. The morning after the party, the silence hit me harder than the music ever could. I sat alone in my apartment, our apartment, surrounded by the ghost of what almost was. The untouched wedding gifts stacked near the door, the photos of us still smiling on the wall, and a bed I couldn't bring myself to sleep in. Day 3, my mom showed up unannounced. Didn't say much. Just opened windows, did the dishes, ordered Chinese food, and sat beside me through 3 straight movies. I broke down halfway through the third. Told her I still didn't get it. For years, and she ended it over text? She didn't have the guts to look you in the eye, my mom said softly. That's not on you. But on day 4, everything changed. My phone lit up. Texts, voicemails, DMs. All from her. I made a mistake. Please call me back. We can fix this. I didn't answer. I didn't want apologies. I wanted answers. So I called Rachel, a mutual friend who'd gone silent after the disaster. She agreed to meet, her voice tight with guilt. We sat across from each other at a coffee shop. She came with a folder. Adam? I didn't know how to tell you, she said, sliding it across the table. Screenshots. Messages. A paper trail that made my skin crawl. Turns out Brittany hadn't just gotten cold feet. She'd been planning a backup life, with a guy named Nolan. Some flashy entrepreneur, who promised her luxury, followers and financial freedom. The plan? Marry me, gain access to my income and after 6 months, divorce, alimony, and launch her influencer empire with Nolan as her manager. That's why she pushed for the expensive registry. That's why she obsessed over accounts and prenups. And that's why, when it was clear she couldn't trap me into signing the papers beforehand, she bailed. And the worst part? Nolan dumped her 2 days later at a gas station. Turns out, without a marriage certificate she had nothing. No leverage. No luxury. No empire. And now she wanted me back. Her fantasy crumbled and so did she. It was like reading a bad thriller with myself as the idiot protagonist. The texts, the timelines, the receipts, it was all there. Brittany had crafted an exit strategy behind my back, right down to a fake breakdown she planned to stage after 6 months of marriage. The goal? Walk away with half my assets and a sob story that would boost her brand. But karma didn't wait. Nolan ghosted her the moment he realized there was no legal tie between us. No wedding license, no shared accounts. She'd made a bet, played her hand too early and lost everything. She ended up stranded at a boutique hotel with maxed out cards, calling her dad to pick her up. Her texts turned from remorseful to desperate. We can reschedule the wedding. Tell people I had a panic attack. Let's spin it. She didn't want me. She wanted the optics. So I picked up the phone just once. Adam, she sobbed the moment I answered. I made a mistake. It wasn't real. Nolan lied to me. He promised everything. I didn't know what I was doing. I let her ramble, her words tangling into a mess of excuses, sobs, and manipulation. Then I cut in calm as stone. You didn't get what you wanted. That's not regret. That's panic. She cried harder. I love you. We can fix this. No, Brittany, I said. You texted me 5 minutes before our wedding. That was your truth. This is your consequence. And then, before she could say more, I hung up. Blocked her number. Her Instagram. Her email. Everything. The next morning, her mother emailed me with the subject line. You owe us. She demanded reimbursement for spa treatments, travel, the dress, even emotional damages. And when I stopped laughing, I forwarded it to my lawyer. His response? No legal basis. Cease contact immediately. But the worst was yet to come. That's when the smear campaign began. Her story, her circus. At first, I thought blocking Brittany and her circus of enablers would be the end of it. I was wrong. The rumors started slow. Whispers from mutual friends, vague subtweets. Then I started getting texts from unfamiliar numbers. You humiliated her. How could you leave her like that? She was under so much pressure. Her family, who once called me the most stable thing to ever happen to Brittany, now painted me as the villain. Her father, who barely spoke to me before, left a drunken voicemail at midnight. You humiliated my daughter. You think you're better than us? Well, Sue. You owe us everything. The narrative twisted into something unrecognizable. In their version, I called off the wedding. Brittany was a poor, confused girl manipulated by an older man and overwhelmed by a boring fiancé with suffocating expectations. They didn't mention the text she sent me. They didn't mention Nolan. They never mentioned the plan to use me like a human ATM. Then came the threats. Her sister, Casey, Dmed Matt, my best man. You better convince Adam to make this right. We'll expose the truth. Matt posted a screenshot of the message with the caption. Truth, you tried to finesse my boy. He upgraded instead. I said nothing online. No public callouts. No cryptic quotes. Just calm facts when people asked. She left me via text 5 minutes before the wedding to run off with another man. The plan failed. Then she came back. That's the truth. But Brittany? Her Instagram became a theater of tragedy. Escaping toxicity. Finding my truth. #survivor. #healing journey. #abandoned not broken. It would have been funny if it wasn't so delusional. She posed in cafes and beaches with tearful eyes and filtered filters, pretending to rise from ashes she set herself on fire to create. And the worst part? Some people bought it. Paradise was never meant for her. I was done playing defense. No more explanations. No more responding to gossip. Instead, I looked at that $18,000 non-refundable honeymoon to the Maldives and made a decision. I couldn't get the money back, but I could change the second name on the ticket. So I called Matt. Dude, I said, how do you feel about surfing in the Maldives next week? There was silence. Then laughter. Then, you serious? as a heartbreak. 2 weeks later, we boarded a first-class flight, me, my best man, and our surfboards. When we arrived, the staff were confused. They'd been expecting a honeymooning couple. Instead, they got two dudes grinning like kids at summer camp. We didn't care. We surfed every morning under golden skies, ate like kings, napped in hammocks, laughed until we forgot why we hurt. One night, a waiter leaned in and whispered, "My wife left me 2 days before our wedding, for my cousin." He tapped his chest. "It gets better." That hit harder than I expected. The ocean reminded me how small we are, how powerless heartbreak becomes when you're staring down endless water under a rising sun. By day 5, I posted one photo. Just Matt and me, surfboards under arm, grins stretched wide. Caption, "New tides, better rides." We didn't tag anyone, didn't name names. But the universe works fast. A mutual friend screenshotted the photo. Sent it to Brittany. Apparently, she cried for hours, not because she missed me but because I took her dream trip. The one with the dolphins, the overwater bungalow, the golden tan she thought she'd wear for followers. She wasn't mourning a lost love. She was mourning a missed aesthetic. And that, more than anything, told me I'd escaped exactly in time. I lost a wedding, but found my life. 4 months later, my life doesn't look anything like it did. The wedding is a ghost. The engagement photos are gone. Her belongings? Ship. The apartment feels like mine now. Her family stopped their nonsense after my lawyer's final email. No more threats. No more invoices for spa days or emotional damage. Silence, finally. The last I heard, Brittany's back at her parents' place, working a low-level admin job she complains about online every day. Her Instagram is a carousel of vague quotes and self-pity. Sometimes we must lose ourselves to find our power. The wrong choices bring us to the right places. She never names me, of course. But every caption is a performance. Every photo a mask. The people who know the truth? They've moved on. The people who don't? They were never mine to begin with. She burned every bridge on the way out and then tried to stand on the ashes like a stage. And me? I'm still healing. But I'm free. No more second-guessing myself. No more walking on eggshells to protect someone's fragile fantasy. I've started hiking again. Reading more. I'm learning how to cook. Badly, but still. Some friends want to set me up. I'm not ready. Not yet. I'm building something stronger this time. Something for me. Because what she called average was loyalty, stability, love. And someone else, someone better, is going to see that. And when they do, it won't be for the Instagram posts or a lifestyle. It'll be because they see me, truly see me. And I'll never settle for anything less again.